My name is John Morgan. I'm the owner of the Live Your Purpose podcast. I love to see all these beautiful black faces in this room. That's amazing. All right, one time real quick, I need everybody real quick on the one. I need you to look at somebody to your right, your left, behind you, in front of you, and smile at each other. Real quick, I'm serious, I'm dead serious. Smile at somebody next to you. Smile, I see you in the back, bro. Go ahead, smile. Thank you. Take your mask down and smile real quick. Y'all can get that out. Smile. The reason I wanted us to do that is because this moment right here is not a coincidence. You hear me? We are all in this room for a reason in this moment. Y'all hear what I said? We are all in this room for a reason in this moment. This is not a coincidence. So we should be, appreciative of that and be grateful for one another. Miss Ciddy, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. So listen, let's start at the beginning. Let's start at your origin. How did Herbal Ciddy start? What was your process? How did you come to the conclusion that this is what you wanted to be doing?
Well, just like you said, I was the only one who's seen my purpose, my vision, and my future. So I started off selling smoothies in the back of my car, literally in my little Jeep, in my little apartment. I was making smoothies nonstop, delivering them. And then I thought about a way to sell online. You can't sell smoothies online. I thought about a more efficient way to run my business. And I was getting into health due to lack of health. I was really sick at the time, and being vegan, being healthier, changing my skincare routine, my eating habits, everything overall. So I thought of a way to come up with a skincare line. Oh, I'm nervous, y'all. I always get so nervous when I do many of these. So I created a skincare line about 2.5, 3 years ago. You could have told me 5 years ago I was not going to do skincare at all. But my mother was an Avon lady, and I've always been used to taking care of myself, And I also was a cook in the military for 6 years. So cooking and skincare, it kind of all intertwines and stuff like that. I know how to throw a good recipe together. So I came up with skincare in my kitchen, like we all start. People throw shade at people starting in their kitchen, but like Google and Amazon, they start in the garage. So don't shade us.
I seen you in the comments the other day telling somebody,
don't play us. Do not play us. I know what I'm doing here. I'm in the kitchen. So so it's that is also discouraging too, because it's we do work so hard, and you got to give us time to move from a kitchen to the warehouse.
Right.
So I was so consistent on just focusing on my brand while being in the military, while working at the post office, that I got a warehouse within the first 16 months of starting my skincare business. So that was a great move for me, even with COVID and everything going on. A lot of people stayed inside. So taking care of yourself and doing skincare and self-care and stuff like that. You can't go to the spa anymore. Right. You can't do this anymore. Right. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna have the spa right at your house. And that's what I wanted to deliver to a lot of people right at home. I want you to feel like you're at the spa and taking care of yourself all in one. So I started, it was hard. It was not easy for me to do this. Nobody just promotes free skincare at all. Even if it's free, it's hard getting your name out there. You see rappers and other celebrities, people promote rapping, people promote, you send somebody a pair of pants, they will promote that. But skincare, oh, my friend has a skincare line. I'm not gonna, and it's some type of silent.
They devalue it.
Yeah. So it's some type of silent battle between using more than one black-owned skincare.
Right.
But people can use Dove, people can use Aveeno, people can use Johnson & Johnson all in one.
Right.
So it was really like a battle for me to get my product out of there. But like I said, just being consistent, and just working so hard towards what I wanted to do.
What were some of those, some of those mental hoops that you had to go through for yourself that you may have been fighting with? You knew you was capable, you knew you had the ability, you knew you wanted to do it, but it may have been a little bit of hesitation that kept you from jumping into it.
Well, before I even started smoothies, I did want to do skincare, but I realized how much research, I'm that person, I want to know the ins and out of my business 100%. I don't want anybody else to tell me about my business. You're not going to come in my house and tell me about my house, So researching everything down to the T. So that's what I did at first, and I kind of got discouraged, and nobody was really helping me out. So I was like, I'm gonna lay off this. I'm gonna stick to what I know, making cooking actual product in the kitchen and making smoothies. And then, you know what, I was like, I'm not gonna get discouraged. You know, I'm going to stay focused, stay on this train. So 6 months later, I'm like, okay, let's try this thing again. Y'all, my stuff was trash. Like my butters was so hard. My oils just wasn't it, you know, like I didn't really know what I was doing. So I definitely sat down, did a shit ton of research, you know. Most of in the beginning, it's just giving out free product.
Right.
You know, so like not being able to afford it, you know, like I started off with $300. I did not start off with a lot of money, you know, like I was really, really broke. So just trying to work for the post office and overtime and coming home working another 3 or 4 extra hours. So I was seeing like about like almost like 16-hour shifts, you know, like only sleeping for a small amount of time, working all the rest of the time that I was up. But making the product was difficult. Not having the support I thought I was gonna get was very difficult as well. So those were like some of the things. Like now I have bigger problems.
Right.
But those were like my starter problems. I would say my like problems now is also talking about, you know, like people promoting, you know, like it's hard to get people to promote skincare. I don't know why everybody wants to do it. It's literally the hardest thing. So like getting people to promote your skincare, balancing everything, you know. So this is my full-time overtime job for me, and maintaining my inventory. I have such a large inventory, so that's kind of hard. Sometimes I run into problems because my warehouse doesn't have air conditioner. So like just trying to find another warehouse, I've been searching for a year now. So that's also difficult for me, and just also trying to find new techniques for my recipes and skincare.
Listen, I'm all about purpose, right? Like I said before, like I was telling them, I'm all about being truthful, you know, things that really align with who you are. Yeah. Why is this your purpose? Like, why does this make sense for you?
I want to help people. I want to help people with just feeling good about themselves. I'm a little brown girl, you know, and being a little brown girl and coming from where we did, our brown skin wasn't attractive, let's just say. You know, people always downplayed the little brown girls and stuff like that, no matter where you was at. And I grew up in Akron, but I also grew up in Medina. There was 5 black people in my freaking whole entire school. So like, I wasn't proud of my skin naturally. You know, I would wear crap ton of makeup. I would, you know, hide who I was. And now I'm like, you know, I want people to feel comfortable with who they are, 100%. And that's what I give. I give natural beauty. You know, lip gloss and lashes, which you should feel comfortable in. You know, so that's what I want to give everybody. That's what I want to give everybody, the feel of being who they are naturally.
Beautiful. Listen, let's give it up for Herbal Ciddy real quick, man. Give everybody your information, where they can find you, what you got coming up, products, how they can shop. Give them all your information. Well,
I have products back here, but I am at herbalciddy.com. I am big on Instagram, Herbal Ciddy as well. Literally everything is Herbal Ciddy. I serve all skin types. So if you have sensitive, pigmentation, problematic, acne, all of that good stuff, I have something for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ciddy. Thank y'all. Give it up for Ciddy.
So let me see. I need 4 volunteers. Don't all jump at once.
Don't all jump at once.
1, 2.
Come on, somebody from the back.
I need 4 volunteers.
Come on, come to the front. Come on, come on.
Come on, Micah. Come on. All right, 1, 2, 3.
That's it.
4. All right, bet.
What up, though?
So obviously, right, I got these 4. Go ahead, scoot over a little bit. Boom. All right. So first off, me and Nadi really gonna speak about our main thing is when we did our 100K plus month. So we want to teach you guys exactly how we were able to make $100,000 in our business in 1 month, right? To be specific. I know, it's cool. Yeah. Hey, and to be more specific, we did $132,000 in 1 month. So, but first, what I want to talk about is, right, y'all all showed up, all right, the importance of the opportunity, right? Who want to learn how to make some money in here? Raise your hand.
I bet see every hand.
Who want to learn how to make some money in here? Make some noise. All right, cool. So I got my volunteers, all right? Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got. All right, I'm going to ask them a simple question. Who won $50? Who won $50?
Me.
I do.
Who won $30? Me. All right. Who won $10? You stuck with 5. Look though. Hold on. Here's my point. All y'all showed up today. I asked for 4 volunteers. Not all y'all jumped up because y'all didn't know what the opportunity was, right? So some of us, majority of us, is going to have an opportunity in front of our eyes, but we're going to be fearful of what's going to be asked of us, so we're not even going to take it, all right? The second point I just made, and y'all can keep that money. That's yours. The second point I made, the first person that got on the opportunity going to eat the most. But the third point is, even though he was last on it, he's still walking out with more money than he came in with. All right? So them the 3 points. That's mindset. Everybody showed up. Everybody had the opportunity. But some of y'all didn't step up because y'all didn't know what the opportunity was going to require from y'all. We got to get out of that. Especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. Especially when it comes to making money. Right? Especially when it comes to purpose. When it's calling, you got to jump for it. Right? And then it also pays more to be first. So give a round of applause to the people that volunteered. And go take your seat.
How many of y'all salty that y'all ain't raised your hand to come in for that bread? Oh, y'all lying in here now. Y'all ain't want that $50? Listen. When I sat down with y'all a few weeks ago in Atlanta, one of the first things that I realized was that, like, y'all understood the importance of taking advantage of the opportunity, not waiting for no time. And that example right there was it in a nutshell. Can y'all talk a little bit about just like why the opportunity and why the moment, seizing the moment, is so important?
Yeah. So most importantly, we here on borrowed time. So we got to understand that. And the more you understand that we're here on borrowed time, the more you're going to understand that and nothing's promised, right? So we want to make sure that we jump ahead of ourselves at times to be able to capitalize on these opportunities, because we all know opportunities come and go. I mean, it's a live crowd. How many people that had an opportunity in front of you right now or in front of you before and you let it slip and you didn't reap none of the benefits? Can anybody testify to that? That's the very importance of it. Too many times we allow our opportunities to get away from us. Ones that are literally at hand's reach. Some of them are easier than others. Kurt, that might have been the easiest $50 you ever made. Right? And that's similar to our situation with our truck company. This is the easiest money I've ever made in my life, and I'm making the most amounts of it. Yep.
What about you, Nani?
That's it. That's in a nutshell. we won, y'all know, so our heads be here.
Yeah. Listen, can we hear from y'all, like, why was putting this together important? Like, why y'all do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's free, it's liquor back there, it's chicken, it's music, it's a nice vibe. Yeah, clap it up, yeah. But like, but for real, seriously, why are y'all doing this? Why is this important?
Right. So for me, I think it's mostly important because growing up, a lot of us didn't have entrepreneurs in the household, right? We saw our parents work hard. We saw them work very, very hard, right? And struggling to make ends meet, maybe not struggling, but we saw them work hard regardless, right? I want to be able to change that dynamic in our community, right? We have to put faces that look like us in front of our kids, in front of one another, because we got to build together. We got to be able to pull one another up. It's one thing when you make money and it's just for you, but that ain't impacting nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build a legacy. We are the legends is the nickname. Y'all know him as AC the Legend. It's all about building that legacy, and that legacy has to go beyond yourself and your family. It has to touch the community. It has to touch millions. I'm trying to touch the world, right? So if you're not doing it for that, and this goes to every entrepreneur in here, if you're not doing it for something bigger than you, then you got to revisit your why. Why are you in this thing, right? For us, it's about community. It's about touching the people and changing it so that we can get out of poverty. Real talk. I'm tired of us growing up in poverty. We don't need that, right? We need more people that are making money to come back and teach the community how to make that money. How do we do that? It's by leveraging credit, okay? Lottie gave y'all the game on that earlier. I hope y'all was taking notes. Those 6 bullet points that he gave y'all to a perfect credit score are golden. You have to know that. Everybody talk about business credit. Business credit is based on your personal credit, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's really why I do it. And that's why we put together this event. Is really, we breaking this poverty cycle, and we going to get you this money, okay?
Facts. Facts. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, just adding on, this is all about purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Nadi, we came out of pocket for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's how much we care about our community. You know, not just the people that's from our hometowns and our area, but the community that we're building with the Company Connect, right? We get to mingle with dope entrepreneurs every single day. A lot of our clients, a lot of people that we speak with, a lot of our colleagues are people who look just like us, right? I mean, give it up for this room. It's people in here that's really thirsty and hungry for this information for a reason, right? And it's all about purpose, so.
Well, listen, I want to shut the hell up talking. I want to hear from y'all. Like, how did y'all do it? Tell us what we have to do. What are the steps? What is the breakdown? Give us the game, please.
I got y'all. So who taking notes? I ain't no. Okay, I see some notepads out there. What's up?
Hey, note takers are money makers. I mean, they say note takers are money makers.
Note takers are money makers. So if you ain't got a notebook, pull your phone out, open your notes. You ain't come here for nothing. I'm gonna give y'all about 2 seconds to do that. Okay, open your notes. I'm gonna give y'all the main 3 points, and then we're gonna go into depth on those 3 points. Okay. So the first key to making $100K a month is what we just did. Recognize the opportunity. Understand what the opportunity can be beyond what you see.
Beyond that's deep. Hold on, you might have to run that back.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if they heard that. Say that again.
Recognize the opportunity and look at that opportunity and understand what it could be. Don't look at it for what it is right there. Okay? Y'all got that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first step. Number 2 is all about systems and processes. So what do I mean by that? If you're an entrepreneur, and I know Lottie hit on this earlier too, if you don't make money unless you work, that's a job. I hate to break it to you. That is a job. That is self-employed. That is not boss. That is not business owner. That's self-employed, okay? So we want to move out of self-employed into business owner, not even CEO, because the CEO is the hardest working person and they deal with all the headache, okay? But it's levels to this, it's steps, right? But the goal is that we want to understand what systems and processes we need so that we can be laissez-faire. I don't want to touch nothing. I want to see the money roll in while I'm on vacation, okay? That's what y'all want? Or y'all want to work? I don't mind working, but I don't want to work all the time, right? So I want to build my business and I want to set the systems and processes in place so that when I want to step back, I don't got to be there. My team knows what to do, how to do it, when to do it. They could call me just to check in and say, hey, we did this today. Great, right? So first thing.
So hold on, can I interject real quick? Because I think sometimes the language of it can get confusing. We'll confuse ourselves, right? So like, what is a system? Like, what is
we gonna get into it.
What is that?
We gonna get into it. I'm gonna give y'all the 3. Just make sure y'all got the top 3, and then we gonna dive in.
Go ahead.
Dive in. So that last one is scalability. Okay. I'm gonna just do this just so that y'all got it right off the top, and then the rest of the convo, y'all take the notes that y'all want. Okay. But scalability is the next thing. So that's your numbers, right? That's all the math. We're going to give y'all examples of exactly what we did, how we did it, okay? And AC is going to walk y'all through that today as well. But scalability is just knowing your numbers, okay? All right, so let's jump in. We already talked on the opportunity, so let's talk about systems.
I bet. So one thing about the systems, right? We want to make our business work for us. We want to stop working for our business. So depending on what business you're in, you have to build a team, right? So your team is one part of the system. Once you get your team, right, let's use an example. I got trucking, right? We're in the logistics. So we need drivers, right? And then one of our second pain points is we need people to manage the drivers, right? That way, we don't have to deal with day-to-day operations with our driver. We don't have to see our drivers. We don't have to do anything. And let me just throw it out here. We made that 100K plus month in Toledo while we was in Atlanta. I haven't even been to Toledo. We still making money there. Yeah, we ain't been in Toledo in 2 years, and I haven't been there. And I don't plan on going back, right? No. So listen, not at all. So listen though, when you're building out your team, right, you have to think everything backwards. A lot of people who are getting into entrepreneurship, I would say majority of us, right, we stick to being solopreneurs, meaning we do every little thing in our business, which may seem good in the beginning, one, because we may not have the finances or resources to pay and hire a team, right? And then two, we always want to be on top of our business. Like, we always want to know everything about our business. We want to know every little thing that's going on in our business. But when you think about all of the entrepreneurs that's doing at a very, very high level, all these company owners, right? They're never stepping into the factory to do a job. They may go into a factory to check on it, right? They may go into their place of business to check and see what's going on, but they're never in there actually doing the physical labor. So one of the most important parts is we have to get out of that seat of doing the labor, all right? One of the ways we can do it is you got to be able to hire a team. So I just went through this with my brother, actually. He's hiring some people. Shout out to Tyler Broken here, because he's worked in the field of hiring, right? And I know that. So you want to lean on some of your friends and your colleagues who doing these things that you need, right? So when it comes to hiring, yeah, give him a clap.
Really?
Hey,
He
give him,
put
hey,
us
clap
on
it up.
game.
Yeah, he put us on game. Look though. Look. So he's been hiring people for different companies for, I don't know, 6+ years, right? So I was able to learn exactly what those companies, the question that those companies ask when they're hiring for their roles, right? Why is that important? Because he's dealing with major companies, high-level, high-end companies, and high-end roles. You know, he's hiring CEOs and accountants, right? Very important roles and positions. So all I had to do was take their script and tailor it down to the specific questions that I needed for my roles. So I want y'all to do this. When you go back home to your business, or when you think about starting your business, think about every role that needs to be filled that's a part of your team. And then write down the jobs and tasks and duties that role has. Because based off of those questions and those lists is going to be the main emphasis on the questions you're asking, right? So, for instance, I'm hiring for drivers. Obviously, I want to know how long you've been driving. What's your driver record, right? Everything that's pertaining, what type of jobs have you worked prior to this, right? I want to know stuff like this, and if there's specific systems that you may use, right? Ask them, hey, how familiar are you with this system? Okay, you're telling me you're familiar, but we already know how job applications go. Some people may be lying. They may build their resume up, so that's when you put them to the test. Pull that system up in front of them and say, okay, how do I log in, right? For me with trucking, how do I submit a work order, right? You want to think about the small details that person in that role is going to be doing so that you can ask those specific questions, right? I know this is long-winded, but it all has to be working in the same exact order for you to be able to scale your business up, right? So before you can even scale, you have to get a good understanding of how are you going to hire your team, right? And what's going to happen is some of you are going to go home, you're going to be scared to hire somebody because you don't think you can afford them, right? But the thing is, can you afford not to have them? That's how you have to start looking at your team. And that's another thing. A lot of these bigger companies, they lose the sense of value in their people. That's why they can't hold nobody. That's why they can't keep people working for them. That's why so many people are bouncing around, because people don't feel valued at their jobs. So everybody who has a job in here, understand how you're being treated by your employer, and all you have to do is think of ways that you would add more value to them, right? If you were the one that was hiring, how could you add more value? How could you make your role feel more valuable, right? And that's the name of the game of keeping people once you hire them, okay? Making sure you value your people, because them people is what's going to take you to the next level. Without the people, you're going to be stuck doing it by yourself, and you're not going to have any scalability to it.
Was that a bar?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Y'all know who Tyler Brophy is?
Yeah.
Tap in.
Yeah, y'all better tap in with us.
Y'all better network.
Yeah. Another thing, right, real quick, I already touched on it a little bit, but you need to know exactly the roles that you need to hire for first. So you need to prioritize, right? We got a list of opportunity and a list of roles that we know we need filled, but we have to be the coach, right? We got to see the full scope of everything. So we may need to hire this type of driver before another. So once you get down all your roles, and inside your roles, you get down exactly what they're doing specifically, now you got to rank priority. And that's how you build your hierarchy within your company, right? So like right now, for the company Connect, Nadia is pretty much a CEO, right? She handles all of our employees and all that. So one of our next biggest roles, right, outside of hiring another disputer, is we're going to hire a CEO, all right? And there's levels to business, right? Like I said, everybody want to start a business so they can be the CEO. No, we making businesses so we can hire a CEO. They run that company, right? You're the CEO, you're in charge. All I got to do is come to you and we can talk numbers, and that's it, okay?
Y'all got that?
Yeah.
I'll make sure y'all getting it. I don't want to speed through this, so if y'all want to, we got to slow it down. Y'all let us know. Okay, we good there. All right, so next thing was systems, okay? And we can talk in both of our business. For trucking, the main systems that we need, of course, payroll, right? So some of you guys, y'all paying Cash App, Zelle, all that. We don't want to do that, okay? We need them records for the bank, and we want to look as official as possible. So we use QuickBooks, right? We put all of our drivers on 1099s. We didn't know nothing about none of this when we got our first contract in 2020. We figured it out as we went, like week by week, okay? The first couple weeks, we was paying people cash, okay? Slap this in your hand. Look, AC was in the same sweatpants and suit for like 2 weeks out there. And I'm like, dude, they gonna think that we scamming or something. Like, can you change your clothes? He's like, I don't give a damn, we working. Like, you know, but really, we started there, right? But then the money grew, right? The opportunity grew. And I don't want to look like a brand new person to this business. I want to look official. I'm coming in, we're doing this. We saw the opportunity and we knew that they needed us more than we could, more than what they thought they did, right? So let's start there. We grew the opportunity there while we were there. And when we got to about week 3, that was when we was like, okay, slapping the money in the hand, we done with that. Okay, let's get the system. So we went to QuickBooks. You can also do ADP if you're running payroll for people, okay? So there's different systems out there. See what works for you. But we want those in place because, one, it works for you as a business owner. QuickBooks is going to spit out your P&L sheet, profit and loss sheet, and any day, okay? As long as you're tracking your stuff, you're paying your people, that system is already there. So I don't got to go to my Excel sheet and try to calculate and figure this out, you know, when I'm trying to go for a loan or when you're doing your taxes or anything. The system is already in place. Okay, so that's one. What other system would you say with trucking?
Yeah, one of the most important things, is the back office, right?
Back office, yeah.
So every business needs a back office that you're able to train people up to learn and know how to do it. Now, what do I mean by the back office? That means for our trucking company, right? Obviously, we want to see what's behind there. We want to see our numbers, but then our drivers, when they're submitting paperwork after doing a load, right? Where do they submit it? How do they submit it, right? Because we wanted to go into a specific area that makes it easier for us to follow. Because we want to track our money. We want to see how much money we made each day, each time. So that's all in the back office, okay? You can set that up as simple as we use Google Drive.
Yeah.
All right, you can set up Excel sheets in Google Drive to be able to track your clientele, your employees, and give everybody that needs specific access to it. Yeah, thank you. Got my boy with the dictionary too. The thesaurus. I got a thesaurus back there too, my guy. Hey, right? That can have certain access. So our drivers don't need to know exactly what we're making on the contract. They just need to know what they're getting paid out on, right? So you want to have systems and processes and a back office that can do those things, right? So one of our headaches was, okay, how do we get the driver to get their load confirmation number, and get to the hub, right, where they got to load up at without having to call us. So when you're thinking about your business, right, you want to see how can you make it so that your employees can do everything without calling you. Yo, I need the number. Yo, where do I gotta go to pick up this load, right? So that takes a lot of details in the back end to set that back office up, right? It's a lot of tedious work. That's why most people never get to it as an entrepreneur, because it's so tedious that we don't want to do it.
Right.
It's tedious.
It's very tedious. Just think about it. I have to literally think backwards of my whole business. I got to think for me, her, my employees, and they got different roles, and I have to see how we can intertwine all of them on one back office and make them all be able to communicate on that one channel, right? Everybody always say, like, communication is key. Same thing with a business, right? The communication channels is different now. When my driver has a problem, they don't call me, they call the hub manager, right? I don't want to be managing a hub in Toledo, a hub in Columbus, a hub in Chillicothe, and I got different drivers who I may or may not even know their name calling my phone. For an answer they can get from somebody that's already there in their face, right? So you want to make sure that when you build out your back office and your systems, you create a hierarchy and you create that separation between you and the employees, right? Because there's some people that we have hired on, they don't know who I am, and that's totally fine with me. Because as long as you out there doing your job, you're going to get paid, I'm going to get paid, and I'm not going to have a headache because you're trying to call me, talking about some, yo, thinking we friends. Nah, I own the company and you work for the company, right? Not saying I don't value that, but it's just, like I said, you have to put yourself at a different level. If you want to scale up as high as you can, you have to set those limitations, right? You got to set boundaries, right? It's just like any other relationship. You got to set those boundaries if you want to be able to scale, because then you can focus on what you really need to be focusing on, which is marketing and how do we scale this thing up. Instead of me working on day-to-day issues with my driver. Like if my driver has a flat tire, I don't want him calling me, taking up my time, when I'm trying to lock in the next contract that could potentially be $1 million contract. But instead of taking that meeting, I'm over here talking to a driver about a flat tire, right? So think about those things when you start your business, because those are the things that's going to take you to the next level and allow you the time to be able to do so. Because like I said before, we on borrowed time and we only got so much of it. So we got to use it wisely, all right?
Just going back into systems, because I know some people think like you got to have these big, elaborate systems, right? The easiest way that I learned just in college, and one thing that I did, I don't have no problem going on LinkedIn and searching a title and finding a person and setting up lunch, okay? During COVID, it might have been a little different. Right now, I think everybody pretty much over it. So, set up lunch with people. If you don't know exactly what you need, go network. LinkedIn is a huge resource that people sleep on, right? But we can connect with other fleet owners on there. I can connect with brokers on there, right? I can find other people who are in the credit repair space if I wanted to. I can find people who are CSE majors. And if I know I need a spreadsheet put together, we struggled and put together our spreadsheet that we did for trucking, okay? But we got it so that we got it to where it needed to be, and we, YouTube University, hello, okay? But you get extremely resourceful as an entrepreneur. I don't want y'all to sleep on relationships, because it's not just the people that you know. You got to be willing to go to the people that you don't know. But I need to know you, right? When it comes to these systems and processes, because they'll know something that may change 360 everything that you're doing. You're like, oh my God, why did I never have this? Why did I never know about this? But the moment you make that one connection, it can be sliding DMs on Instagram. Real talk. DMs work, okay? You find people that are in the space that you're in, and you connect. Just build the relationships, because that's where you'll learn the exact systems and processes that you need, okay? That makes sense? Yeah. Cool, okay. Yeah. So next thing is scalability. He the mathematician over here, so I'm going to let him break it all down for y'all. That ain't me. I'm
definitely no mathematician. I went to college to major in math, and I failed miserably. So, but thank you, though. I appreciate the love. But listen, when we talk about scalability, right, the main thing is, just like we were saying, you want to think about your business backwards, right? So when you price out your products or your service, what do you think about? Let me just get one answer for somebody. How do you price them out? Like, what's the first thing you think about when you price out a product? The profit. Okay, the profit, right?
What the market says.
What the market says.
Right.
Truth.
Right.
So when we price out our services and our products, we price it out based off of scalability. We know we got goals to make. So first thing is,
how much we want to make?
How much do you want to make? And work backwards, right? Do you want to do, some people want to do $1,000 a week. Right, that's a good goal. I mean, I was at a point where that's all I wanted. Some people want to make $10,000 a month, right? Some people want to make $100,000 a month. So if your goal is $100,000 a month, this is exactly what we did and how we figured out exactly how we could make $100,000 in 1 month, right? So here we go. And this is for trucking. This is an example for trucking, but like I said, you can use this for any industry. Yeah. And if you want to get into trucking after you hear these numbers, then you just got to come holler at me. You're going to have to get that mentorship, because we're going to go over that.
Get the mentorship, yeah. Real talk.
And by the way, we made $100,000. Naughty didn't touch no truck. I didn't drive no truck.
We weren't in Toledo, like we said.
Shout out to my boy Jeremy over here. He drove some trucks and he managed some hubs. So shout out to my guy 2 years ago. But listen, this is what you got to do, right? So who got a calculator out? Somebody get a calculator out for me. We're going to run through the math.
I got you.
You got me?
Yep.
Let's get it. Okay. So our goal is $100,000, right? So we start at $100,000. That's my goal. Right? So we can divide that by 20 days. That's working 5 days out the week, right? And now I understand, because I have the experience, I know exactly what my truck's gonna do. Say on average, each truck gonna do $350 a day. So we're gonna divide that by $350. What is that?
No, I really ain't no mathematician.
Okay, then we need somebody with a calculator know how to work it. Somebody take 100. Somebody take $100,000. Somebody take 100,000. 100K.
This don't read though.
Yeah. Divided by the 20 days that they're gonna work, right? If we get the weekends off.
14.28.
14 point what?
28.
Oh, I am a mathematician.
14.29. No, that read. That's what. So look. So that means we needed 14.29 drivers out there for 20 days for us to make $100,000 a month. So now that I know I need 14 drivers a day.
Slow that down.
All right.
Run that back.
Okay, so y'all see how we did the numbers, right? If that's my goal, I need to know specifics, right? I need to know specifics. So the $100,000, right? That was my goal. I know my workers are gonna work for 20 days. That's 4 5-day weeks, right? So 20 days. So I divided that number, and then at that point I divided the amount of days. What is it? 100K. Y'all getting me confused now. 100K divided by the 20 days divided by the average amount that each truck was gonna bring in, which is $350. All right, sometimes more, sometimes less. Okay. And I got us what's our number?
14.28.
So now I know exactly what I need. I need 15. If I crack 15 drivers out there for 20 days, we're gonna hit $100,000. Right? All I need is 15. It was a point in time we was having 30-something drivers out there, right? But not of them was all mine, but we was managing for other companies too. So I seen the opportunity, right? We seen the opportunity. We seen the need. All we had to do was get our drivers up in there. And that's exactly what we did.
And that simplifies the goal.
And that simplifies your goal.
Right.
Instead of you looking like, how can I do 100K? How can I do 100K? No, let's break it down.
Right.
How many people do you need out there working on your behalf to be able to help you reach your goals? Right? Because if not, you're going to be sitting there thinking you have to make 100K by yourself. Which you can. People are doing it every single day. But the thing about business is, like I said, you got to be able to scale it. And when you scaling, you got to be thinking about your numbers at all times. Right? So I hope that didn't go over y'all head. If y'all getting it, just go ahead and make some noise. Y'all getting it.
Okay. And now before we continue, if y'all have not already, take a pic, take a selfie, I don't care. Tag us on Instagram, tag that y'all are in the room, okay? Tag the company connect, @_AC the legend, and @Naughty Hafiz. I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to do that right now.
Right.
Let's get that.
So I'm not gonna just put it out there and give y'all like the formula, right? So listen. Let's get into the truck. And I'm gonna go as far as my team, aka my wife, let me. All right. So we're getting into trucking. Let me ask y'all this, for people that's not really familiar. What type of degree do you need to own a trucking company?
Okay.
All right. Cool.
We there.
Do you gotta graduate high school to own a trucking company?
No.
All right. Cool. Trucking is one of the low-bearing entry industries that there is right now. And it takes a little bit of money to get in, but not a whole lot. Put it this way, you can get your whole trucking company set up. This is before buying your equipment, if you choose so, right? Before buying it, you can, if you did it yourself, you can get your whole company set up for under $2,500, right? $2,500 investment. Another bar we didn't drop. When we did that 100K month, we didn't own any of the trucks.
We didn't own none of the trucks.
We didn't own none of them, right? How did we do that? That's why you need the people, and I'm gonna break this down for y'all real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So look.
You gonna get into it?
Yeah, we're gonna get into it a little bit.
We was gonna get into it.
So look though, the reason why I like hiring people that have their own trucks and their own equipment, multiple reasons. First reason is their equipment. They're gonna take care of it, right? They're not just an employee now. They have some ownership. They got some skin in the game. They pay for their truck, right? If that truck not making money, if it's broken down, they're willing to get it fixed, right? When you got people that's in your equipment, they don't give a damn. For real.
If y'all been on our page, y'all seen we posted pictures of trucks in ditches.
Man, it was for real. A truck literally in the ditch almost flipped over. I'd have had some of our trucks come back. Man, the motherfucking motor flooded, blown.
All types of stuff.
And we talking about this is a brand new truck, right? Thank God that we rented it and we had insurance on it. But I'm literally, this is a brand new truck. Now you've been on the road for 2 months and that mug came back. The engine was flooded. Didn't work. So listen, so when you find people in the trucking industry, all right, or in your industry that have a little skin in their game, right, in the game, then they're gonna be more willing to be better workers because now they're depending on their own equipment to be able to make their money. So that's why we hire people who has their own equipment. Another thing.
Hold on, before you go. Because I think that's the difference in that we need to hit on. So when we did this in 2020, we did not only hire owner ops, right? We were renting trucks. We had, you know, you didn't need a CDL. So we were literally pulling up at McDonald's and getting McDonald's workers to come and drive these trucks and do these deliveries. Why? Because we were paying them $200 a day. Some of them don't make $200 in 2 weeks. So I could recruit these workers, but I know y'all some of the hardest working people out here, right? So I could pull up at McDonald's, what's up? We got a job, $200 a day, come over here. You know what I'm saying? They coming. They coming. Easy. It's easy to get workers, y'all. Y'all got to think, like $200 a day, and it's the middle of a pandemic, and I'm working at McDonald's right now. My life is at risk. I'm putting my family at risk, and I'm making pennies. Let's be real. So you talking about $200 a day? Yeah, I'm pulling up. Where y'all at? Let me at least check it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? People were doing that. And they got blessed because they seized the opportunity. Because they trusted. We in Toledo. I ain't from Toledo. He ain't from, I don't know nobody out here.
Yeah.
But we got an opportunity for you if you want to come. You know what I'm saying? People tapped in with that. So I think that we have to really dive into that. We had experience working in trucking, right, from 2 years prior. So from what we did this past December, we were in Toledo. We touched down April 2020, right? So we can learn from what we did there, and we can change and pivot because we already had that experience. So we knew the headache that we dealt with renting trucks. We got to take inventory of the trucks every day. I got to figure out if one go missing, who was driving this truck the past 2 days? If a key goes missing, where are you at? We had some people that would show up for one day, they would never come back. Can you bring my truck back? Like, it was all types of stuff.
For real,
it was all types of stuff going on, okay?
Yeah.
It was crazy. So we wanted to cut out that headache. And so us having that prior experience and being able to look back and say, okay, we don't want to rent out the trucks this time. We're only going to do owner operators because that cuts that headache. We're not in Toledo. We have no plans on going to Toledo this time. We are in Atlanta. We freshly moved to Atlanta. We ain't trying to go nowhere, right? So how can we cut this headache? Hire only owner operators. Okay, so that was where we were at.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, yo, and she's not lying. Like, literally my partner, because we was in a partnership with it. Another thing, you gotta have relationships. We was in a partnership with it, and literally my partner had like 15 trucks missing 6 months after the project ended. Like, literally, he didn't know who had the truck last. He didn't know where they was at. They was pulling the trackers off of them, all types of stuff, right? So it just goes to show you that when people get into these equipment, man, they don't care about your stuff. They don't care. So if you're looking to get into the trucking industry, do the owner op method in the beginning, right? Until you can learn the full game and how you can really make your money, and then you can start building and owning your own trucks.
Cool. All right, so we kind of already touched on this, but we talked about systems for payroll and different systems that we used. When we started in 2020, I told y'all, me and AC are not CSE majors, but we created this document, right? And in this document, we're able to pinpoint. So it was just an Excel sheet or Google sheet. So y'all use Google Suite. It's free. Use it. It is super helpful for your business, okay? And it's there. You don't have to pay no top dollar for this. Just use what you got at your hand, right? So we built out a sheet where we could literally input stops, stop count, total number of packages, how much gas did they use, what do we need to reimburse them for? We factor in, factoring. If you're in trucking, then you have to pay another company to release the funds to your drivers, right? So we could compute the factoring cost, right? And then how much we're gonna make and how much our driver makes. So we already had this sheet that formulated that for us, that we created,
So another important piece, right? That whole formula, what you're trying to get out of that is your break-even point. Write that down. Every business has a break-even point, right? Because we all have our goals of what we want to make, but we also need to understand exactly how many clients do we need to break even, right? How many packages do we need to deliver to break even, right?
And just to define that a bit more in case someone's not familiar, break even means the money that you put into this thing versus what you're going to profit, right? If you want to break even, then I at least want to recoup my invested funds. Okay, so at bare minimum, if I don't make a penny off of this thing, I at least got my money back out of it. That's what break even is.
Right. And it allows you to really understand where you're at with your business, because some people can work a business and do it all year and they don't even know if the business is profitable or not, because they're just paying attention to money coming in, money going out, but they're not really calculating their expenses versus the income.
Hey, that's a bar, because there's some folks on Instagram that's flexing, they ain't made a dime. They ain't made a dime. I can look at them and tell they ain't made a dime. I'm looking at your overhead because you flexing with it. I see the overhead, okay? But real talk, y'all, look, you got to know them points. You have to know your numbers.
Yeah.
Have to know the numbers.
Yeah, so you're going to set your goal. You're going to get down to your bare minimum, right? And you can break that down by the day, by the sale, because that's also going to help you when you start to price out your services or your products, right? That's going to help you out because now you know exactly what you need to sell this specific product for to not only make a profit, but to just break even. Because someone like Herbal Ciddy who's selling products, right, she might want to run a sale. But what happens when her sale breaks her into less than her break-even point? Now she's losing money. She thinks she's doing a good thing because her sale might be going on. I'm just using an example. I'm not saying she's doing this. But there's people who do this all the time. And they literally put a discount, such a discount that they literally are coming out of pocket to service their clientele. That happens all the time.
All the time. Business look good. You ain't make no money, though. Okay? All right. So we already talked about our systems, right? We got the opportunity. So the last thing that we had was, and the thing that we set up again in 2020 that we were able to bring into December of last year was that we already had our onboarding process, right? So we're dealing with people. So there's background checks. We got insurance that we need to look at, driving records, all types of things, right? But we already had our onboarding process and knew what that needed to look like so that we could speed it up a bit more, right? So really the thing is that when we did our first run with trucking in 2020, we made our first 6 figures in 60 days. So our goal when we came into it this time was how do we collapse the time frame? How do we make 6 figures in a less amount of time, right? We already got the systems in place. We got the onboarding in place. We already know what we're doing. So collapse the time frame. Once you do it once, you got to get better. I'm trying to see 6-figure days, okay? 6-figure hours. Like, you know, like I don't want to, 6 figures in 60 days was cool, but what's next? Now we did 6 figures in 1 month. Cool, what's next? You know what I'm saying? So we have to be able to collapse the time frame on whatever your goal is. Like we said, if it's $1,000 a week, if it's $10,000 a week, $10,000 a month, whatever. Make it that first time and then focus on how do I collapse the time frame. Okay, so for us, we had our onboarding process already set. So that cut out a lot of the headache too because we know what we're looking for in a driver. So I don't got to spend, you know, or AC, he was doing our interviews. God bless you. We don't got to spend 50 hours a week calling and interviewing these drivers and hearing the BS and then going through the paperwork. Like we cut all of that out because we already knew what we needed.
Yeah, okay? In the beginning, realistically, it was taking me like 45 minutes to an hour to hire a driver. Now when I get on the phone with a driver, I can hire him in 5 to 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you really want to cut down on your processes. So once you got your process, now you got to take out every little loophole there is possible, but it doesn't tarnish the quality that you're getting, right? You don't want to take out nothing that's going to tarnish the quality, but you want to cut out everything, right? All the BS, all the nuances that you really don't need to be asking, you want to figure those out immediately because that's going to cut down your time.
That's what we did, y'all.
Cool.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
It sounds simple, right? It's simple.
Somebody said no. Who said no?
Somebody said no.
Who said no? All right, you got the first question. What
up?
is not simple about it? Like, where are you at in your business, your space, or what you're trying to do? And because I want to simplify it for you right now, if possible.
I don't want to be put on the spot.
You put yourself on the spot. You put yourself on the spot.
You good.
We all in the same.
It's all love, yeah.
I'll just say this. Like, I was definitely tuning in to what you said last about, you know, the break even.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, right now, I feel like that's the hardest for me.
Mm-hmm. It's tedious.
It is.
Because, so it is hard in that sense. I wouldn't say it's hard. It's tedious.
It's tedious.
But you have to take the time to literally write down all of your expenses that it takes for whatever's in your business. Write them all down, right? I know I got some real estate people in the building. And let me ask anybody in real estate, you can answer it freely. When do you make your profit?
The sale closes.
That's when you make your profit? Exactly. You want to, people in real estate understand this really well because they know that before they even make a transaction, they make their money on the front end because they understand exactly what their numbers are. Because if they don't understand what their numbers are, they're going to be at risk of losing, right? So that's one of the keys in that field, but it should be in all fields.
Yeah.
You make your money in the beginning, right? You don't want to get out there and just start doing business because you're going to end up being a nonprofit.
We did that.
Yeah, and we did that
That's where we
for a
started.
long time. And that's why you don't see Heart of It All no more.
No more. Did it for a long time.
Yeah.
We still wearing that gear, though.
Hey, the gear's still there. I still wear it too.
We still wearing it.
Yeah. You got something?
Can we get some more questions?
Yeah. Let's do a Q&A real quick.
Who got one for us?
And if
I kind of want to say the same point that we on because
that's it.
it might have confused some people when you said you want to make your money on the front end, but then you will talk about the break-even point. It might have confused a lot of people if they don't understand the terminology.
Okay, cool. So the difference is, right, when you on the front end, you're looking at your profits, right? You're looking at exactly what you're going to get out of this deal. Whether, like I'm gonna use Ciddy, whether if I sell this lip balm for $5 and it took me $1 to make it, I know I got $4 right there every time I make a sale. So that's what we're talking about looking at on the front end. But the break-even point, obviously, is that $1. So if I've got these things made for $1, I know I at least have to sell this for $1 for me to at least recoup my money, right? So that's as simple as I want to put it. That's good.
So you don't want to put it on sale for
75 cents. Because now you're literally paying somebody to buy something from you.
You gotta know your bottom line.
Your bottom line, exactly. We got another question?
Come on, y'all,
don't be shy.
Look, we ain't in town forever.
Yeah,
so
we ain't in town forever. And yeah, let's go.
How much is your mentorship program?
Yeah. So the mentorship is just under $2,000 right now. And what's all included is you're gonna meet up with us 2 to 3 times a week on Zoom with the full community, and we're gonna break down credit repair. We're gonna break down the same processes and systems that we use to be able to scale our business. You're gonna get all of our ebooks gonna be included. You're gonna see our back office and how exactly we run those. What else we gonna go into?
We got a lot in there. So we break it down week by week. But like I said, we'll be meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays. The first class, this will be our first group. So if y'all join, y'all will be in our first group. And y'all know the first group be the most spoiled. So get on in there, okay? But with this mentorship, really, first why we created it, again, like I said, it's all about the community, right? AC and I have multiple businesses, and we've been able to scale those multiple businesses to multiple 6 figures each, okay? So now, how do we give that to the community, right? That's all that this mentorship is for. And I know some people get afraid. I don't know if I want to spend this much on this, but like AC said earlier, you can't afford not to, right? One investment can change your life. That's how we got started. We did Heart of It All on our own wing. We impacted the community, but we ain't make a dime for years. You feel me?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody asked, and I ain't hear y'all talk about it. Y'all said it online, but I just want to put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put mine out there. So how much have y'all invested in your own personal
That's
development?
it.
Yeah.
And not just personal development, but even business development.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even have the calculation on business development, but last year alone, since last year and counting now, we just spent over $60,000 on personal development.
Personal.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
ain't
that's on
business
personal
stuff.
development. That's on mentorships. That's on conferences. That's traveling. That's
Ebooks,
ebooks,
courses.
webinar courses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just spent $60,000 plus on personal development.
And what I really want to tell y'all is that, people get afraid of that, but we go to college willy-nilly, and we take out them loans. Y'all got college degrees, y'all in school, y'all paying for that, right? And we don't think about it because we were told, go to school, get a good job, right? We don't think about it, but then when somebody puts a course in front of you, and here's the difference. You don't know the ROI on college, let's be real. We got people that paid $100,000 for their degree, and they didn't graduate and take a $30,000 job.
Facts.
Y'all know some of them, okay?
Some
and
of
it's
them
no
might be
shade.
you.
Some of them might be you, and it's no shade. But realistically, we have to change the thinking about investing in ourselves. College is an investment in yourself, but you don't necessarily know the ROI. At least if you're pouring into an entrepreneur and you're investing with somebody who you can see has done what you want to do, they're flourishing in it. Now they're teaching somebody. They got the full blueprint, baby. You can skip all the mistakes that they made because you're literally buying the blueprint from them. Not only do you get that, and I'm going to just tell us, we're going to hold your hand through it. So why wouldn't you? That teacher look, we were in business classes with teachers who never owned a business. Why am I here?
That's facts.
What are you teaching me? How can you teach me? Realistically, right? So it's a difference. And so I really want y'all to really change the thinking. Even if it's not with us, this is for anything. I don't care if it's an ebook that you've been staring at, somebody online you've been following, take the chance and do it. Because not only do you get the mentor and the information, but now you get the network. And the network sometimes be more valuable than the mentorship itself.
Period.
Okay? Look, Lottie from my home city. I never knew Lottie, but we in the same mentorships, okay? I'm seeing them. We connected. We like that. You from Cleveland, what's up?
We met in Miami, and we knew each other from parties and all that, but it's different when you like, we both knew we spent the bread.
Yeah.
That be the point. So like, an event like this is free. We all know ain't nobody paying nothing to get in here. When you buy something, you know they spend the bread, so you know they're of that value at least.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know they at least thinking how you thinking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might got way more money than them, or vice versa, right? But y'all both like, yo, I need like what they said. I can't live without this. How much money am I losing? Not. And that's the difference. That's the difference.
So I want to piggyback off that a little bit, right? Because y'all talked about the importance of like, you know, business being tedious, right? So the word that comes to mind when I hear tedious is sacrifices. Like, right? You know what I'm saying? One thing about building a business, like we got to simplify this stuff, right? So like you have to give something to get something in return. So like what were some of the things y'all had to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, in order to like, you know, get what y'all ultimately have today and ultimately trying to get in the future?
Yeah. I mean, real quick, you're going to sacrifice a lot, especially when they go to a high level, right? I mean, at the end of the day, all the time, me and Nadia have to sacrifice our time together because we're talking about business, you know what I'm saying? So instead of us worry about us as a couple, you know what I'm saying, and as a unit and growing that, we talking about growing our business. So it's certain things like that you're going to sacrifice your time, your efforts, your energy, and a lot of times you're going to sacrifice your money because you can't go nowhere alone. Well, you can, but it's going to take a lot longer, right? So a lot of times me and Nadia are coming out of pocket just to be able to add things to our business that we know we need. So we may have to take less profits for our business, but we know if we want to take it to the next level, we need this. Yeah, we have to take this. So we may have to sacrifice the little bit of profits that we got in this moment, but we know we're thinking down the road, right? If we add this system in, this can help us make an extra $3,000, and it may cost us $10,000 now, right? So we have to sacrifice that, but it may make us an extra $5,000 a month.
Right.
Just by adding in or implementing that system, or going to this mentorship and find out this one piece of information from this one specific guy that knows exactly what my business needs, right? So yeah, those are some of the things you're gonna sacrifice. You're gonna sacrifice a lot of things for it. So don't get it twisted. It's gonna take a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication to be able to get to even the level that we're at, right? And we're just beginning. Like we're just starting off, and it takes a lot. It takes a toll on you, and you need to be considerate of where you are and how you're feeling within your business and within yourself, right? Because obviously we don't want to go into a point where it's unhealthy, but we do want to test ourselves and push ourselves to that limit because it's not going to be easy. They don't make it easy for us at all.
It ain't supposed to be easy though. It builds resilience, right? If you're going to be an entrepreneur and if you're serious about, you know, running a business, starting a business, and really scaling it, right? Because we ain't just starting businesses for fun. We're starting to scale them. Whether that's you keeping a business under your own or selling it off, right? You gotta be resilient because you're gonna get kicked down so many times. So many people are gonna tell you, no, this idea is stupid. Why are you doing this? How are you gonna do that? Some of y'all friends and family do that to your ideas right now. And some of y'all let that stop you from continuing down the journey. You gotta be resilient, okay? So entrepreneurship is all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got a phone full of notes over here. I hope y'all do as well.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what y'all want to leave them with. What's some offers that y'all have? What do y'all want people to know? What's the call to action right now? Like, what do y'all want to leave people with when they leave this door?
We got a table in the back room. So if you are interested in the mentorship, if you want more information, if you're ready to sign up, my brother is in the back room. Nigel, go ahead and put your hand up in the air for him. Go ahead and tap in with him. We got it pulled up. If you just want to get on the email list for it, that's cool, okay? But we're going to give y'all a bit more just on what the mentorship is. Again, so we're going to take you guys from kindergarten all the way to 11th and 12th grade in this mentorship, okay? So what we're going to do first week or so, we're going to break down business fundamentals. A lot of people mess up because they set their businesses up in the wrong way in the beginning, okay? So then you got to backtrack, you got to make amendments, you got to do all this stuff so that you can get the maximum amount of funding down the line. We gonna nip that in the bud in the beginning, okay? So some of y'all got LLCs, it may not be structured properly. We can fix it, $25, okay? It's a little amendment paper, that's all you gotta do. So we're gonna go through that. How do you get a business phone number? How do you get a real domain? How do you get a business email? All of these basic things that some people skip, we're gonna break all of that down for you guys, okay? Next week, we're going to go into credit. So why we need credit? Like I said, Lottie gave y'all some gems. We also did another interview with Live Your Purpose. So if y'all have not tapped in with that already, please go to YouTube and watch our Live Your Purpose podcast interview, the one that we did in Atlanta, because we gave away a lot of credit gems. Go ahead.
And make sure y'all subscribe to that YouTube channel when y'all do
There
that
we
too.
go. There we go.
Go ahead.
Subscribe, okay? But we even gave away a 50K play in there. Did any of y'all watch that yet? Anybody watch that? Okay, put them hands up. Let them see.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
A lot
Some
more
of
y'all
y'all
need to
got
get it.
Yeah, we need more people. We gave away how to get $50,000 for your business. We went up to $100,000, but the clip that's on Instagram was $50,000. Okay. So if y'all ain't tapped in with that podcast, y'all sleep. Go tap in.
And then the next piece, right after we get done the credit basics, we're gonna teach you guys how to repair your own credit. Right. We're gonna tell you exactly how you can repair other people's credit. And then we're going to go and double back on it and teach you guys the same funding plays that we run for our clients, the same funding plays that we've done before. For ourselves, yeah. Right? Which I think right now I'm up to like, I don't even know, like maybe $300,000 worth of credit on my side. Yeah. So we're going to teach you guys exactly how I did that.
And when we say funding, just for everybody, funding is business and personal lines of credit, credit cards, right? It's money.
Right.
It's the bank using the bank's money to grow and scale your business, okay? How many of y'all got $50,000 saved up? Anybody? Turn up. Y'all lit. How many of y'all got $100,000 saved up? Who got $100,000? That's it. Now for real talk. For real talk. Some of us in business. Hold on, bring it back. Some of us in business, we need funding, right? Some of us need money to buy this system or buy the inventory. And you're struggling because you're trying to save every dime to do it. What I'm telling you is that if you get your credit in order, it's easy to go to a bank and get $50,000 from one bank.
Yeah, without showing any documentation.
Without showing documentation.
Yeah.
If you have the right credit profile, and again, it's not about your score, it's the profile. Lottie broke that down for y'all. We got it in the Live Your Purpose podcast interview. So if you don't know that, go watch it because you need that. It's easier to leverage your credit to get the money for your business than it is to save it up.
Right.
Period.
And then for people that have $50,000 saved up, who would much rather use somebody else's money to make more money than
why you
use
keep
yours?
your money?
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the next piece. The next piece of the mentorship is just really understanding the personal and business funding plays. Everything that we done gave y'all thus far, whether it's starting a business, whether it's fixing your credit, somebody else's credit, or going for funding, all of those are businesses you can start on your own, right? So we done gave y'all 3 businesses in 3 weeks in this mentorship. Do y'all realize that?
Yeah.
Y'all realize how much money y'all can make off of just those basic stuff, just setting up a business right. You can make money off of that. So we're literally teaching y'all how to make money, how to set up different businesses the entire way through. And then week 4 is the fun part. Now we got our credit right, we got the funding, business is structured right. What's the fun stuff? We want to do Airbnb. How many of y'all interested in Turo, renting out cars? Okay. How many of y'all want to know, anybody hit the manufacturer spending? Okay, starting a trade line business. What else? E-commerce businesses, real estate. Let's get it, okay? Yeah. Week 4 is the fun week. All throughout this mentorship, we're bringing in our network, okay? We got 8, 9 million, 9-figure earners that we've connected with, right?
Yeah.
Y'all get access to them.
Facts.
They're coming on to speak on these calls and give away the game on what exactly they did to get to where they're at, okay? So not only are we pouring into you, but when you buy into this mentorship, you're actually getting our network as well. Do we get any better than that?
Yeah. So y'all gonna spend 4 weeks with us, and then after that, we're gonna do coaching calls with our network and our friends to be able to come in and be able to give you guys game on specific industries. So
we do 4 weeks, but it's a lifetime membership, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all pay this fee one time, y'all in there for life. So anybody that we connect with, anybody else that we're bringing in, y'all get access to them as well, okay? Y'all got it? So that's the mentorship.
Yep.
So again, if you're interested, go tap in with my brother in the back room. Just get on a wait list, whatever. Like we open, but.
Yo, you want to definitely thank everybody for coming out.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate my guy John for holding
Man,
it down.
let's get him some love real quick, man. No, listen. I want to thank y'all personally for doing this. Y'all didn't have to. You know, this is genuinely, a beautiful example of service. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for doing this.
Yeah, we appreciate you, bro.
Again, man, I need everybody to understand that this moment is very important and take advantage of it. Take advantage of the opportunity. Again, we are all in this room right now, not by coincidence. So let's make the most of this going forward. Again, Nadia, AC, thank y'all so much. Lottie, thank you. Yes. Darrell, Gabe, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Sam, Nigel, thank y'all. Hey, y'all go ahead. Ciddy, thank you. Listen, everybody, we still got some chicken and some drink back there, I think, too. We got a few minutes left before we got to get up out of here.
Minutes before we get out of here. So go ahead, please drink up. take that chicken because I don't want nothing to do with nothing after this.
If y'all got questions,
yo, real quick. If y'all want to run back a part 2, should we do a part 2?
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all want it?
We're going to run a part 2 back.
Let's do it.
To be determined. We're going to run a part 2 back. Let's get it.
Thanks,
Let's
y'all.
do it.
Thank you for
Appreciate
coming
Thank
out.
y'all. So, what's crazy is tomorrow will be the 2-year anniversary when I released my first episode. Yep. So I technically been recording a little bit over 2 years, but like the plan of action, it's been like a 3-4 year process of just like putting it together and putting the plans in motion. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want to do?
Bro, I'm gonna get this motherfucker as big as I can, bro. Like, but really, for real, man, this is just kind of like, it's to continue to build it as a media company, because that's what it is. So I want to, give other people the opportunity to create and build their podcast and platform. Yeah, for sure, bro. It's been a lot of shit that done went right and a lot of blessings that I had, that I got, bro, that ain't got shit to do with me. So that's the biggest one. The other one, and it's just knowing that, like, bro, like, dog, when you know God has given you something to give to other people, you can't sit down on that shit, and you can't let yourself just be stagnant. It don't feel right. It don't read to me. Internally, I'll be like, bro, I'll be convicted. I'll be like, bro, you know you ain't doing what you for life. You feel me? So it's really more of a mental wellness aspect of it, right? Now, the reason that I speak to entrepreneurs is because I'm a firm believer that entrepreneurship is a real tool in improving your mental health, right? Because it's so much mindset that's involved in entrepreneurship, and like the whole idea of like doing for yourself, like that shit improves your mental health, your spiritual health, your overall well-being when you go about it a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really on it from the mental wellness standpoint as opposed to business, because I ain't no business nigga, you feel me? That ain't really my speed like that. Now, I'm aware of the business side of it, like, you know what I'm saying, that the possibilities that come with it, but my shit is way more on some mental wellness and mental health type shit, for real. Yeah, because again, man, like I said, exactly. Because, man, the business side, don't get me wrong, is a lot of value and it's just a lot of value on the business side. But to me, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, especially for black folks. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not about that.
I think a lot of times, if people take away the dollar sign, would they be right?
And you know what? I never understood the phrase of doing it for, like, would you do it for free? I never understood that phrase until I became an entrepreneur, because I literally was doing this for free. I wasn't making no dollar off this shit, bro. I started this shit with an iPhone in my living room, my nigga, like a broke ass iPhone at that. Thank you.
That's why these things, like, it's hard to get genuine about things because a lot of people are like, but it's really like, I know, like, you can help me get this, I can help you get this. Instead of like, yo,
which kills the relationship before it even starts. Even if we make a couple dollars, it ain't no promise in that.
Yeah, I think like no relationship is good if it's built off of that foundation. I think, you know, the whole faith base. And I like how you explained that faith, because people get so really cut off by the word spiritual. Like that. So you gotta kind of articulate that. But
dog.
Real is real. I can tell how genuine it is.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Even as like, I'm young, I know the power relationship, of course, obviously, but like.
You can feel that shit, bro. You can feel when the niggas lying to you and they even through a camera, even through you, like, oh, this full of shit, bro. I ain't. Bro, literally in 3 weeks on the 26th here in this venue, I'm putting together a networking event. It's called LYP R&B. You got IG and all that? My phone is up there somewhere. But, oh yeah, I got you. Bro, again, it's called LYP, Leah Purpose, R&B, Relationships and Building, right? Well, that's you right there. Got you. The whole aspect of it is to build a community of building healthy relationships